Today, we're also honored to welcome Major Kenneth Hicks as the next commander of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron. One of the privileges of being the AFPAL commander is to pick the PA squadron leaders, or the PA leaders who become the squadron commanders of the PA squadrons within AFPAL. However, I didn't pick Kenny. My predecessor, Colonel Wickman, did that, but he knew, it was about this time last year, that he talked to me and said that he interviewed all the candidates, and he talked to me because he knew I was going to be the incoming commander, and he wanted to run his thoughts by me before he submitted it for final approval by General Heritage. But even though I technically didn't pick him, I would have come to the same conclusion as Colonel Wickman, that Kenny is the right officer at the right time, the right leader to take command of the 2nd AVS after Lieutenant Colonel Nissen, despite the fact that he is a graduate of Alabama. I'm a Tennessee Vol. So the Air Force doesn't hand out command assignments lightly. We look for officers with character, competence, judgment, and the ability to inspire people. Major Hicks has demonstrated all those qualities throughout his career at the squadron, wing, MAJCOM, and combatant command levels. He's led public affairs operations during crises. He was the architect of SOCOM's communication playbook that was adopted across their enterprise. He led teams that earned recognition as the best communication program in the Space Force. More importantly, everywhere he served, people describe him the same way. They describe him as someone who cares, someone who connects people, someone who brings energy and positivity to every room, someone who understands the commander's intent and then turns that intent into action. And perhaps most importantly, someone who puts the team before himself. So during our conversations, it became very clear to me his priorities are faith, family, and service. And those are important because that shapes the type of leader that he is and will be. Kenny, your wife Morgan, your daughters Mackenzie and Madison, and your son Callan have shared this journey with you. Like every military family, they've made sacrifices that have helped make today possible. I know you understand that and you know that. We're grateful for their support, and we welcome all of you to the 2nd AVS and to the AFPAL family. To Kenny's parents and other family members and close friends here today, we are truly fortunate to have individuals like Kenny who have volunteered to serve in the United States Air Force and put on this uniform and serve this nation as well. So start at home. So Mr. and Mrs. Hicks, thank you for raising a son who leads with honor. I know you're proud of him today and every day. To the airmen of the 2nd Aviations in our Air Force, your work reaches audiences around the world. You preserve our history and inspire the next generation of airmen. You strengthen trust at home and abroad. You increasingly help commanders achieve deliberate and dynamic effects in the information environment. Thank you for all that you do. The future of the squadron is bright because its mission matters, its people are exceptional, and its new commander is fully prepared for the responsibility he assumes today. Kenny, command is the greatest privilege that an Air Force officer can have. You have demonstrated the character, competence, judgment, and leadership acumen necessary to command the mighty 2nd AVS. Lead with humility, lead with courage, empower, and take care of your people. And continue helping this squadron demonstrate that storytelling is not merely an art form, but an operational capability. So every great story has chapters. Today we close one chapter marked by Lieutenant Colonel Nissen's leadership and begin another under Major Hicks' command. The cast remains the same, the mission and the standards remain the same, but the story continues, and I know that next chapter will be worth watching. You all ready? All right. Thank you very much. Let's get to it.
Colonel Powell will now present the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Nissen. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. This is a certified that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 2nd Oak Leaf Cluster, to Lieutenant Colonel Kay M. Nissen for meritorious service, 10 June 2024 to 24 June 2026. Lieutenant Colonel Kay Nissen distinguished herself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as commander of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron, Hill Air Force Base, Utah, from 10 June 2024 to 24 June 2026. She led the Air Force's premier audiovisual squadron in executing 64 missions in support of global operations, igniting information warfare priorities at the MAJCOM, Combatant Command, and Headquarters Air Force echelons. Furthermore, she transformed unit training programs, directing the development of level programs for public affairs and cyber airmen, tripling on-station training time with expanded curricula, creating 3 annual training events, and leading the unit to earn a highly effective rating in its vertical inspection. Additionally, she piloted the initial and full operational capability requirements of a deployable information warfare team, showcasing a superior performance during the 2025 department-level exercise and presenting a new unit type code to the Joint Force. Finally, Colonel Nissen drove a culture of excellence, inspiring 40 FOA, 3 industry, and 2 DAF-level awards, representing every specialty code and rank tier in the squadron. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Lieutenant Colonel Nissen reflect great credit upon herself and the United States Air Force. Thank you, Colonel Powell. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the commander of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Kay Nissen.
All right. Good afternoon, Phoenix's alumni, friends, colleagues, and family. Our distinguished guests today, Mr. Burke Baker, Colonel Powell, Colonel Hess, Mr. Peterson, and Mr. Cowan, thanks for being here. Thank you for everyone taking your time to celebrate our squadron as we mark another chapter in our unit's story and welcome a new leader and family. As a young captain, I was taught by an awesome leader to always start with gratitude, so allow me to begin with that. As is the standard, our squadron ceremonies are held together by our hardworking teammates. Captain Villarreal, Master Sergeant Hunsinger, Sergeant Colbert, Airman Simmons, Airman Peters, Airman Mann, Airman Rye, Airman Season, and everyone who had a hand in making today happen, thank you for organizing and executing a class act ceremony. You're looking sharp in your service dress, and you represent our unit well. Colonel Powell, thank you for your kind words and your guidance and patience as my supervisor, as well as your encouragement and empowerment as our FOA commander. Our ability to shine as the premier audiovisual squadron in the Air Force is in large part due to you and your staff's advocacy for our mission. To my brother commanders in our sister squadrons, Ray Jeffrey, Corey Frattini, Mark Lezane, and Mike Odell, thank you for always having my back, providing a venue for entertainment and camaraderie, and for building incredible teams that our airmen and civilians can rely on anywhere in the world. To my adoptive brothers and sisters among the 75th Air Base Wing Squadron commanders here at Hill, Whitney and Andy, I see you. Thanks for letting this AV nerd sit with you sometimes. Being a tenant unit can be tough, but it provided me the opportunity to join you all on the fun occasions, while also witnessing you in action across the base, to learn from you in the high-pressure moments and see how hard you work to get the mission done. My sincere gratitude goes to you and your teams for making Hill a great place to serve and live. Major Hicks, before I thank you, I have to share a story first. I know you know this is coming. I met Major Hicks for the first time almost 2 years ago when he came up to me and said, "Ma'am, nice to meet you. I'm Kenny Hicks, and I want your job." I think I had been in the seat for 6 to 8 weeks, so the idea of a replacement was far from my mind, but I was intrigued by his opener, and we had a great conversation about the squadron, and I wondered if I would ever hear from him again. A few months later, I got a phone call from Major Hicks when it was time to apply for Squadron Command. We had another great conversation about the squadron. A few months after that, he was selected as a candidate, and he called me again before his interview, and we had another great conversation about the squadron. And then, of course, he did end up getting the job, and we've been talking now for the last 6 months pretty consistently, all great conversations about the airmen of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron. Kenny, you asked me yesterday if there was anything an incoming squadron commander was supposed to provide to the outgoing squadron commander, and there isn't, but I want to thank you for the gift you've already given me in the last 2 years. All of our conversations displayed your persistence, tenacity, care, and curiosity. I now have the best gift, knowing that the squadron will be in good hands. I can't ask for more than that, so thank you. To my extended Air Force family and friends, thank you for being the support system I needed to serve in a command tour, to come to work with humility, perspective, and humor. From my old colleagues from Eielson, see you guys, who reminded me where the leadership journey started, to my friends and mentors I called for advice, to my neighbors that made Princeton Street a real home. Thank you. Okay, Lindy. Thank you for always being fully in this Air Force life with me. It is always evident that you light up every room you walk in because smiles were automatic in the squadron anytime you came to visit. Thanks for stepping up as our key support liaison and looking after the spouses, airmen, and the whole team. Rose, thank you for ensuring there was never an excessive amount of candy in the squadron. Your ability to keep those candy jars at just the acceptable level helped us all tremendously. Thank you for also being my sidekick to cheer on the Phoenixes wherever they were, curling matches, basketball tournaments, and race days. You gotta start crying, Lindy, you're gonna. Quinn, thanks for showing up. We're gonna need some more contributions from you in the future, but for now, your presence is appreciated. My girls, I can't say more without crying, so I love you, and thank you for being my everything. All right, Phoenixes, I could never say thank you enough for the experience of being a part of this team, serving and growing and learning alongside you. I had the opportunity to give you all a more in-depth thank you a few weeks ago, but I did want to recap some of the highlights once more. To the command team, Chief, Major B, the distinguished Mr. Baker, thank you for being equal parts head and heart when there were decisions to make and actions to take. Thank you for challenging me to be a better commander while supporting me as a friend and colleague. Flight commanders and flight chiefs, Mr. Woodford, Mr. Rayner, Captain Nielsen, Sergeant Emmons, Hunsinger, and Adams. See you guys. Thank you for your leadership, your counsel, your expertise, and your candor. The achievements of the squadron truly rested on your shoulders. Thank you for always taking care of your teams while consistently pushing the unit forward to new challenges. Our civilians, cyber technicians, producer directors, graphic artists, thank you for the masterclass you provided me in networks, live transmission, and audiovisual production. I could not have known how much more I had to learn about Air Force missions and squadron operations until I came here, and you all were the best instructors I could ask for. Our NCOs and airmen, nothing moves in the squadron without your buy-in, your positive attitude, and your hard work. Thank you for locking in for every mission, staying dedicated to honing your craft, leading and following in uncertainty, and being an incredible example of the talent in an up-and-coming generation of young leaders. I'm proud to serve alongside all of you. To prepare for the ceremony today, I looked back at what I wrote down for the Change of Command 2 years ago. Two things stuck out to me. One was a recognition of the times in which we live related to information warfare, and the other was what I was looking forward to the most in joining the unit. I want to revisit those two items, and I'll start with the former. Our unit has existed in one form or another with a mission that centers on the profession of storytelling since World War II. It was motion pictures, film, and animations delivered via hand-carried mail canisters then, and it's evolved to audiovisual 8K digital imagery and graphics transmitted via networks and satellites now. A true visual understanding of conflict and service for American airmen has been entrusted for decades to our unit and others like it. For me, the squadron heritage and legacy was humbling to be a part of, and something that was also daunting to wonder how we might continue to evolve our mission in a world where cameras and internet feel ubiquitous and the stories abundant and sometimes overwhelming. Persevering in this environment required unflinching focus from our teams on our mission. Colonel Powell mentioned the incredible accomplishments we've had in the last few years. This has been teed up by previous commanders and teams and executed by those here and alumni all over the globe. The 2nd Audiovisual Squadron built a formidable training program that now sets the standard across the career field. Stood up a deployable information warfare capability, combining the expertise of public affairs and cyber airmen. Produced films across genres, languages, and themes with true artistry. And expanded live broadcasts of military content into American living rooms with major streaming partners. On top of all of that, the members of this unit kept a standard of excellence that had us all cheering for each other through awards, graduations, selections, and promotions, representing the very best and brightest the Air Force has in its ranks. I know I get to wear this medal out of sheer luck and timing to be your commander when you all were stepping up and meeting the moment in some of the most critical and challenging times we've had. My privilege in this position has been the bird's eye view to watch the team prevail against all odds so that I could articulate the intangibles of what the unit brings to the fight. I'm honored that one of my last duties as your commander is to tell your story and put into context what your service means to our country. This unit is second to none. That's a fact. The Phoenixes excel where others falter, finding passion for every story and every mission, tirelessly innovating our systems and processes, and embracing new technology while staying true to the human nature of this profession. This mission has taken this unit around the world, from the city streets of Japan to the skies over the Pacific, the jungles of Vietnam, the coastlines of Hawaii, the Alaskan frontier, the waterways of Panama, the hottest flight lines in multiple deserts, bunkers in undisclosed locations, research laboratories, and miles of every highway between here, the greater West, South, and heartland of America. Our airmen and civilians will do anything for the shot, spend days away from home to tell someone else's story, come back to station, ready to train harder, get better, and then do it all over again. In a time where information warfare and cognitive warfare are on the minds of our national security leaders, the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron proves over and over again that it can be trusted to safeguard our American narrative for today's conflicts and for posterity. To close this out, I'll go back to what I had said I was looking forward to here, and it was simple. I was looking forward to making memories with you guys. For every weekend adventure, triumph, disappointment, achievement, struggle, and celebration, there are so many moments that touch my heart. What I had looked forward to is now what I look back on fondly. Thank you for letting me and my family be a part of your moments and your memories. I'll be cheering you on as a proud alumni, and I won't stop telling your stories. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Lieutenant Colonel Nissen will now receive a symbolic final salute from Airman First Class Big Yon Rai on behalf of the squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron Change of Command ceremony. Attention to orders. Under provisions of AFI 51509 and Special Order Number G2620, Lieutenant Colonel Kay Nissen is relieved from duty as commander of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron, and Major Kenneth Hicks Jr. is appointed commander of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron by the order of the Commander, Air Force Public Affairs Agency, this day, 24 June 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron, Major Kenneth Hicks Jr. Mrs. Hicks, Mackenzie, Kenneth III, and Madison, would you please come forward? Across the Department of the Air Force, officers are awarded with a distinctive pin. This insignia is presented to those who hold the responsibility of command. Mrs. Hicks will now present her husband with the pin. Thank you, Mrs. Hicks. Major Hicks, your remarks, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Colonel Hess, all distinguished visitors, Colonel Powell. Thank you all for coming. I've envisioned this day, as Colonel Nissen said, for a very long time, and I am in complete disbelief that it's actually here. First and foremost, I must acknowledge Jesus Christ for his love, provision, and favor in my life and that of my family. I would not be standing here without him. To Captain Villarreal and the entire team who put this day together, thank you so much. I know serving as the project officer and the event team is highly demanding, especially while you're maintaining your day-to-day responsibilities. You absolutely rocked it. And my family and I are deeply appreciative of your hard work. Thank you so much. I want to extend a sincere thank you, as Colonel Powell said, to the former AFPA commander, Colonel Tony Wickman. He is the one who hired me and took a chance on me. I honestly thought I bombed the interview, like in a bad way, like in a very bad way. I replayed that interview 1,000 times in my head. I'm like, there is no way Colonel Wickman recommends me for the commander. I knew it. You can ask my wife. I talked about it for about 2 weeks straight. But he saw something in me, and Colonel Wickman, if you are watching online, sir, cheers to you, and I really appreciate your confidence in my ability to do this job. I also want to thank Colonel Powell for concurring with that recommendation, and for not rejecting me simply because I'm an Alabama graduate. For those who don't know, as he just said, he is a Tennessee grad, so football season will be very spicy this season. In all seriousness, sir, thank you for all the incredible support that you have shown me and my family already. I look forward to working for you and with you. Additionally, I'll be remiss if I didn't thank our Director of Public Affairs for the Department of the Air Force, Brigadier General Alan Heritage. Ultimately, he had to sign off on making this happen. I appreciate that, sir. To Lieutenant Colonel Nissen, thank you for your unwavering support over the past 6 months to 2 years. I am so grateful for the mentorship, kindness that you and Lindy have shown Morgan and myself. I asked no less than 400 questions over these past 6 months. I am not lying. And you answered every single one with patience, with responsiveness, and with genuine joy. You have led this unit with excellence and grace, ma'am. I hope to carry the torch in a manner that will make you proud. While I have many mentors to thank, I want to specifically recognize Major General Devin Pepper and Colonel Johnny Galbert for everything they've done and continue to do to ensure I keep my head held high and leading the right way. I want to acknowledge every single boss I've had to this point, and yes, I do mean all of them. I have learned valuable lessons from each one about how to lead, whether they taught me what to do, and in some cases, maybe what not to do. But either way, those experiences brought me here today to be a blessing to this squadron. To my family who traveled all the way from the great state of Alabama, my dad, Kenny Sr., my mom, Sherry, my mother-in-law, Marilyn, my father-in-law, Steve, and to those who couldn't be here in person today, my brother, Andre, my sister, Christian, my father-in-law, Myron Sr., my brother-in-law, Myron Jr., and my sister-in-law, Sonia. Your love means the world to me. Even though we're almost always 2 time zones away from you, you support us and you love us so well. You all are the absolute best, and it's a monumental blessing to have you in my life. Now, to my pod, I call them the Team Hicks Jr., the team. Mackenzie, my oldest, thank you for loving your dad and always asking big questions, all the questions. You are the light of our family, and I love you more than you know. To my only son, Kenneth Hicks III, you are the heart of our family. You are a focused, caring young man, and a true protector. Your hugs energize me after those long days. I love you, little buddy. And to my little baby girl, Madison, she brings the energy to the family, which keeps us smiling, but it also keeps us awake at night sometimes. I love you so much, Madison. And to my ex-girlfriend, my A1 since day one, my best friend, my wife, Morgan. I was trying, y'all, I was trying. Morgan, there is no one else in the world I would rather do life with. The only person that even comes close to you who's still a distant second is Scarlett Johansson. That's it. Thank you for standing by my side through the good days, through the bad days, and through those please don't make me go back there days. You are my constant, and I love you 3,000, babe. Finally, to the Phoenixes of the 2nd Audiovisual Squadron, I eagerly look forward to getting to know each of you and your families. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to feeling like you have to laugh at all my bad jokes too. So that's like one of the perks of the job. So I'm looking forward to that part. You have been performing at a high level for a very long time, and I have been deeply impressed from afar by what this squadron has accomplished. The legendary Alabama football coach Nick Saban once said when talking about his teams looking to repeat as national champions, he said this: "The process of repeating as national champions requires more attention. It can't be about trying to prove something because you've already kind of done that. It needs to be about, do you want to be the best you can be? Are you driven to be the best player you can be, or airman? Are you driven to have the intensity, the sense of urgency, the intelligence? Are you going to work to do the things you need to do to be your absolute best?" And that's not normal. Everybody thinks it's normal, but it's not normal. My goal is for us to push to be our absolute best every day in executing Colonel Powell's intent to serve as strategic problem solvers for our mission partners. While there is a new head coach in town, the high standard of excellence has already been established by Colonel Nissen. I do not intend to let it slip. I intend to build upon it. You are incredible at what you do, and you matter to the Department of the Air Force now more than ever in this contested information environment. So with that said, let's get after it. God bless you all, and roll Tide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major Hicks will now receive the traditional first salute on behalf of the squadron from A1C Bigyan Rai. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Major Hicks and his. We invite you to congratulate Major Hicks by forming a receiving line at the base of the stage and to enjoy refreshments at the back of the room. Thank you.